Platinum is going on-chain. And the XRP Ledger is the chain doing it. On August 5, 2026, tokenized real-world assets on the XRP Ledger crossed $4.06 billion. Holders jumped 25% in a single month. Platinum, the metal in catalytic converters, the metal sitting in vaults, is part of that wave. Stick around, and you'll see exactly how tokenized platinum works, why the XRP Ledger is built for it, and what it means for commodities. So what happened? On August 3, 2026, Ripple put money into two companies. ZILO builds transfer agency tech for asset managers. Licuido runs a tokenization and trading platform. Together, they bring regulated issuance and collateral mobility to the XRP Ledger. 2 days later, the data landed. RWA.xyz reported $4.06 billion in tokenized real-world assets on the ledger. Holders up 25%, to 199. 373 tokenized assets on the network. Stablecoins at 901 million, with over 60,000 holders. Ripple isn't just a payments network anymore. It's building the rails for institutional tokenization. And commodities like platinum are the fastest growing part of that story. What does tokenizing platinum even mean? 1 token, 1 gram of 99.95% pure platinum. The metal comes from LBMA-accredited refineries, the same standard that governs the global gold market. It sits in insured, audited vaults. The token is your digital deed. The old way. Broker, storage account, insurance, 2-day settlement. The new way. 3 to 5 seconds. You can buy a fraction of a gram. $50, if that's your budget. And the market never closes. Weekends, holidays, midnight, it trades. Platinum used to be a metal only institutions could move efficiently. Now anyone can hold it. Why the XRP Ledger? One word, MPT. Multipurpose tokens. Compliance built into the token itself. On-chain metadata, so every token carries its own paperwork. Freeze and clawback controls, so issuers can act on fraud or legal orders. Supply caps, so circulating tokens can never exceed the metal in the vault. No smart contracts needed, the rules live in the ledger. The XRP Ledger has processed over 3.9 billion transactions since 2012. Settles in seconds, costs a fraction of a cent. 120 independent validators keep it running. For institutions, that's the difference between a demo and a production system. A number worth pausing on. February 2026, the XRP Ledger crossed $1.14 billion in tokenized commodities. Gold, silver, platinum, copper. That made commodities the biggest tokenized asset class on the network, 52.6% of all tokenized real-world assets. Only Ethereum hosts more tokenized commodities. And the curve is steep. Evernorth data shows tokenized assets on the ledger went from about 73 million in January 2025 to roughly 900 million by December 2025. Now they're around 4.3 billion. Spot XRP ETFs. About 1.5 billion in net inflows since November 2025. Tokenized assets are nearly 3 times bigger. The market is voting. It's voting for tokenized commodities. Now the honest part. Tokenized platinum isn't risk-free. The metal sits in a vault controlled by a custodian. Custodian fails, and the token can lose its redeemability. That's why proof of reserve matters, verifying on-chain that the metal actually exists. And adoption is early. The biggest tokenized commodity on the XRPL, Justicans JMWH, holds $861 million with just 12 holders. This is an institutional market finding its footing, not a retail gold rush. Watch whether Ripple's ZILO and Licuido deals turn into real issuance volume. Watch whether platinum products launch on the MPT standard. Watch whether the custody layer earns trust. So here's the bottom line. The XRP Ledger just crossed $4 billion in tokenized real-world assets. Platinum is part of that wave. The infrastructure, MPT tokens, regulated transfer agency, collateral mobility, is institutional grade now. The old commodity world ran on brokers, vaults, and 2-day settlements. The new one runs on tokens that settle in seconds. If this breakdown helped, subscribe. I make videos like this every week. And tell me in the comments, would you hold tokenized platinum, or do you want the physical metal in your hand?